What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and welcome to my virtual wholesaling live training. And so, if you're ready to learn virtual wholesaling real estate today, I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how you can find the best virtual wholesaling markets, actually find the best virtual wholesaling deals, motivate sellers, and how to dispo them for the most amount of money. Guys, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how anyone can start getting their first deal virtual wholesaling, scale it up to 100 grand, and then up to millions of dollars every single year. And so if you are excited, ready to go, let me know in the comments. I need to know exactly how, I want to know how many people are on here, but most importantly, what markets are you guys living in? Because virtual wholesaling is about wholesaling real estate around the world. And I want to know exactly where around the world everybody here is at. So let me know in the chat where everyone is at, and we're going to break this down, and I'm going to share with you exactly how to destroy virtual wholesaling real estate. And so we're going to break this down step by step today, and we are ready to go. And so we got small town Arkansas, smart decision there. We got DMV area. I agree. I got Rome, Georgia. I mean, yeah, Northern Virginia is going to be a hard one. What we got? We got Jersey in the house. Awesome, awesome. Savannah, Georgia. Hernando, New Orleans, Indiana, Cornfields, Jersey, Grayson. We got India from John. Vegas, Dallas, Orlando, Fresno, Tampa. So some good contenders. Obviously, we got Nebraska in the house, Long Island, Charlotte, Richmond. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And so we got a lot of people from a lot of places. New York City, LA is probably our two biggest like virtual like areas. So we got Noblesville, what is it? TN, Ellen, I don't know, Indiana, Alaska in the house from Eric, and some awesome. Okay, Northern California, Charlotte. Okay, interesting. And so, what we're going to be specifically talking about today is not wholesaling real estate, but virtual wholesaling real estate. Because I get asked so many times, like, oh my gosh, Zach, I am so stressed. Like, how do I know how to e-sign? How do I know how to find cash buyers? How do I do a boots on the ground? How do we do all these things in virtual wholesaling real estate? Well, I'm going to break this all down step by step right now. And so let's go out here and share this. And so here's my handy dandy sheet. And I'm going to do this. So I have this whole entire guide I made just for today. But here's what thing. I have this all in a PDF and all this stuff, but I'm doing this right now. If this video gets 100 likes, because we're only live on the Flip with Rick YouTube channel, right? If this video gets over 100 likes, maybe that's too small, but let's do 120. How many likes should we get? Let's do 120 likes. I will give everybody right now the link in the live stream to this PDF. You can just copy and paste it. But only, not hundreds, just guys, if we were right, no, we're going 120. 120 likes. I will go out here and I will give that to everyone. And so if you like this video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and let's break this all down. We need 120 likes, everyone. Let me throw that in the comments. 120 likes for the PDF, and we'll get started. All right, so let's break this all down and let's share it. So here's exactly my ultimate virtual wholesaling real estate guide, getting started for 2025. And so let me give you my tips, tricks, scripts, and all these things, and we'll start getting some success. And so first and foremost, the biggest question again, Zach, what is virtual wholesaling? I am so confused. Why is this different than regular wholesaling, all these things? So virtual wholesaling real estate, again, is acquiring a contract remotely, okay? This is you going out here and getting a contract without actually physically meeting the seller or being at the property. Now, the reason why this is so valuable and so different is in person in regular wholesaling real estate, right? We actually go out here and we somewhat like see the person like at the house, right? We meet them, we go shake hands, and we go belly to belly. And that's how we go out here and see a lot of these properties. Now, that's great. That's awesome. We love that. But the problem is if I live in the middle of a cornfield in Nebraska, how am I going to go wholesale a house in Oklahoma? I'm going to go wholesale a house in Texas. Ooh, that's not good. And so what you can do is just, all you need is a phone. Over the phone, you can go close a deal, get get a contract done over the phone and with the internet connection all over the world. And so one example I'd love to give is I really didn't know how, oh, Mike is acting up. Uh-oh. Hello. Let's see what Rick did. He probably did a crazy one. All right, let me check one thing real quick. Looks like Rick did a little issue here, and he put it on that one, so that's the right one. So we'll see what he's doing up here. Hopefully he's the right mic. Let's see. All right, that one's a little better. Hey, we're here to freak everyone out for a second. Okay, so we fixed it. So I plugged it and unplugged it. That works everything. And so the there you go. You're all good. All right, no big deal. So the reason why virtual wholesaling works so dang well here is because you can cherry pick the best wholesaling markets, right? The thing about I've seen in virtual wholesaling that not a lot of people talk about is for a lot of the in-person market, you're stuck in whatever market it is. That's the problem. You get stuck in whatever market works for the average person. So if you live in Dallas, that is your market. You can't do anything else. You're stuck. And if you're in a bad wholesaling market, I like to think of, I know this is a bad example, but I don't care if they want to cancel me here. Springfield, Ohio, right? I know a lot of wholesalers that were in Springfield, Ohio, little market outside of Columbus. It was a nice like honey hole. Nobody was really talking about it. I've done some deals there. It's a good area, right? And the problem is during the last presidential debates, and no, I'm not getting political. I'm just telling you the truth here. Okay. We don't get political here. We just tell you the truth. Okay. All right. It's so funny, but basically last time there was a political debate. There's some debate about Springfield and people eating the dogs and the cats in Springfield, which I don't think is a real thing. I'm not getting the politics of this, but apparently there were reports that people were eating cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio. And was it truth or not? I have no idea, but it caught a lot of wind. It got very viral. It was a meme pretty much. It was hilarious. But it was like, they're eating the cats and the dogs. I think it was hilarious, right? And the problem was that destroyed the real estate market for like 2 months in Springfield, Ohio. I don't know if anyone knows this, but like the entire market got destroyed in that area. It's like, I don't want to buy a house in this area because everyone thinks everyone eats cats and dogs here. We don't want to go live here. And so if I was a house flipper, it sucked for a little bit. It was a little weird. There's a lot of uncertainty. And sometimes some crazy, presidential candidate can just talk bad about your city and the whole thing don't work anymore. And you want to have that flexibility where you can do it anywhere, right? And what was really eye-opening for me was the first time I started traveling around the world. I was in Mexico for a fishing trip, and I had my whole team set up, and I was like, I'm doing wholesaling deals just in Mexico. This is crazy, right? I was eating my tacos, and I was just closing deals left and right. I said, wow, I don't have to live in Florida, and I can wholesale deals in Florida. Wow, that's really dang cool. And I was like, man, I wonder, could this also work for other markets? And then I just started playing around with this, and I started just wholesaling everywhere. And, I think as of this video, I've wholesaled a real estate deal in 28 countries. I think the last time I checked, it was like 20. Now it's 28. 28. I've wholesaled a property in 28 countries. Now, a lot of people like to say states. I was literally in 28 countries, and I've wholesaled a deal in every single country. And so that's really dang cool. Just doing deals virtually, right? And the thing about my generation, and I think this is really, really important for everyone to know, is my generation values more than one thing, right? And so most people, previous generations, because I'm 25, right? I'm an old man now. I heard somebody say I'm big bro unk. I didn't even know what that meant. That's how old I am. I don't even know what the stuff means anymore. I looked it up. But the thing about it is most generations care about money, 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 money. And that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying that's very important for them, I guess. But with my generation coming up with Instagram, Facebook, right, when I was in high school, middle school, right, things were interesting because it was more about flexing on the gram than actually having the cool car. It's more flexing in front of the car than actually having a car. And my generation's destroyed. They're mentally brain rotted. I get it. But the thing about it is the lifestyle is almost as important as your actual job. And so what I mean by this is if you go move to Bali and you decide you want to rent out a hut, like this mansion for $1,000 a month, and then just work on your laptop and make all this money, that was the cool thing. And that is the biggest flex. It's a bigger flex than being a lawyer or doctor anymore, right? In my generation, to a point, if you can make $100,000 just traveling the world with a computer and laptop, that is almost a bigger flex than making $300,000 as a lawyer. My generation, because it's more Instagrammable. It's a bigger flex on the gram. You get more chicks, if you're on a beach with a computer showing how much money you're making than just being a regular lawyer. It's how crazy my generation is. But my generation is really big on the flexibility of where you work and just time in general. And so it's really, really cool to see a lot of the young people kind of go crazy on this, where they're wholesaling around the entire globe. It's so cool to see people doing it, and not just, stupid like high schoolers doing it right now, but like people in other parts of the world. I say this a lot, but like we help people from all over. I just had an inspirational story in the Wholesaling.com of a guy who made 40 grand in Brazil. And I thought it was really, really cool. They DM me, said, "Hey, I don't want to brag about it, but I made this much money. I live in Brazil." I'm like, that is so cool. And we got people all over Europe, Africa, right? Asia, just absolutely making all this money. And we've decided that virtual wholesaling is one of the greatest ways to start getting deals. Now, let me tell exactly one story that is going to inspire you of why you can virtual wholesale. And so before we get into it, right, a lot of people are like, well, can I virtually wholesale? I don't know if it's right for me. I don't have the right tools. I don't think I have the skills. And my favorite one is I'm not tech savvy. I'm not tech savvy. That's my favorite excuse of why you can't get into virtual wholesaling. So let me tell you a story about fish money bands. I don't know if you know about fish money bands, but fish money bands is one of the most inspirational virtual wholesaling real estate stories I could ever say. Now, fish money bands lives up north in a very, how do I say, liberal state. And I have no problem if you're in a liberal state, conservative state. I don't really care. Like, honestly, I just care about wholesaling and paying the least in taxes, but that's just personally me. Okay. So apparently in these more liberal states, when you go to prison, federal prison, not federal, local prisons, but the state prison, right? They give you a lot of stuff that I'm not used to in Florida. Florida is just the opposite, right? If you go to prison in Florida, they basically give you a jumpsuit, and I think that's it. I think that's all you get. Maybe, and then you get like a half a can of beans every day for lunch, and that's pretty much your life. Well, in some of these other places, they give you TV, they give you iPads, they give you phones, and they give you all these devices, and they give you Wi-Fi and 5G and all these things. Incredible. Absolutely incredible what they give you up north. And he was given a phone from the prison system, which I think we love fish band's money. I don't think that's how prison should work, but hey, whatever. Okay. Hey, whatever. Right. So fish band's money decides that before he got locked up, he was selling, how do I say it? What do I say? He was selling products and services on the streets. And he was very, very good at pushing product. And he was buying and selling various items and making money doing that. And apparently you weren't supposed to do that. But he got very good at the marketing of the product on social media. And he was very, very good at sales. All right. A modern entrepreneur, as we say. And he got caught doing it, and he went to prison, and they gave him a phone. I have no idea why, but they gave that guy a phone, and he decided to go on Google and search, how do I make money with no cash? And lo and behold, virtual wholesaling was here, and he said, well, I'm broke. I have no money. And he tried to join all these, how to learn virtual wholesaling. They all wanted his money. Well, he's like, dude, I'm in prison. And apparently there was one guy on the internet who was crazy. And he said, I'll teach you for free. Well, he didn't say that to him specifically, but he tells everyone, I'll teach you for free. And that was me. And then he started joining this YouTube channel and joining freewheelson.com and our Discord. And he went from a local pharmacist to a paper flipper. And the coolest part about it is, as of today, I think he's closed 8 deals. He might be in the live stream. He has closed so far 8 deals, and he's very active on the Discord. And a lot of people don't believe me. And so Fishbands Money decided to go one of our live streams on the Discord. So every single Friday at 8 p.m., we go live on our Discord. He hopped on a video call and showed us his cell and his cellmates. And he was saying, hey, look at this. And everyone's jaw was on the floor. And it was the most insane call I've ever had in wholesaling real estate. And go in the live stream and ask, is Zach BSing me right now, or is he actually saying the truth? He was showing his cell. And then his CO came in and he had to shut his phone off because apparently he was not supposed to have it out during certain hours. I don't even know how the rules. But he closed 8 deals and he keeps posting checks. Homeboy was going out here in prison closing virtual wholesaling deals. And you're telling me that you can't go get a deal? Oh, I don't want to hear your excuse. There is nothing you can tell me right now of why you can't become successful in virtual wholesaling real estate. Okay? Jelson says, I was in the live. He was not joking. It was insanity to me. Okay? Like absolutely mind-blowing. And there's really no excuse. And the reason I say that is if that guy can close 8 deals, now he does have prior sales experience, I will say, but I think he has it a lot harder than you right now. So if you're living in your mama's basement and you have a full internet connection and you're telling me you can't get into virtual wholesaling, I don't want to hear your excuse. I could really care less of why you can't succeed. All right. And so we always say free Fishman money bands. I told them that if he gets out and after his parole period is over, he has to actually get a real job and he can't work for me. And he passes all of his tests. We'll do an interview with him and I will fly out to him and we'll go do an interview. But very funny guy. But yes. So what is virtual wholesaling? You can just do it from anywhere, from a prison cell, from your laptop, from your phone, literally anything. You can start wholesaling houses. No driving the appointments, no in-person showings. Obviously, no licenses required. I mean, I have to say some, but pretty much none. And you can go after it. And so let's break down the blueprint to get started. And so first and foremost, I truly believe getting started 2025 virtual wholesaling, we first have to pick our right virtual wholesaling market. What I have found is we need to be avoiding most major metro markets. New York City, Los Angeles, the city of Chicago. Those are areas I would not wholesale. Now, there are some metros you can wholesale. I will tell you Atlanta, Georgia is one of them. We love Atlanta, Georgia. I think Atlanta is probably one of my favorite ones by far right now. So I'd say Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, right? Those are areas you can wholesale because they're not like, they're cities, but the suburbs are almost as big as the city. So that's where I'd say on that end. Now, to talk a little more about what makes a market in virtual wholesaling good or bad, I would probably give you this example. Number one, you got to make sure that the virtual wholesale market has a population above 100,000 people. And you want to make sure that the median home price is under 500,000. Now, how do you determine this? You determine population with a simple Google search, and you use Zillow and just look median home price, Sugarland, Texas, and you can figure out what the median home price is. Now, what you want to do is find landlord-friendly areas that are also wholesaling friendly. And so when I say landlord-friendly, these are areas where if I want to evict someone, I can do it pretty dang quick. I'd say the state of New York's not fun. State of California is not good. Oregon, Washington State, those are very non-landlord friendly areas. Don't like that. So get areas that, you can actually dispo pretty easy and simple and where you're not going to have struggles on the landlord process. Now, let me give you my top 5 virtual wholesaling markets for 2025 still. Now, again, these are from personal experience and just deal volume. But number 1 is Richmond, Virginia, still one of my favorite markets of all time. Love Richmond, Virginia. It's always been one of my favorites, and it's probably going to continue still to be one of my favorite virtual wholesaling markets. So if you want to get some deals, Richmond, Virginia, that is the market. Now, number 2, Indianapolis, Indiana. Still, it's so cheap. So many deals to be had there. I really think you guys are really sleeping on Indiana. And most of you guys in wholesaling still don't really understand that cheap real estate in low crime and crime rate areas is the move. This is why, by far, like Detroit is one of my favorite ones still. That's a little more saturated, right? So I would be a little more careful with that. But I will tell you right now, okay, Indianapolis is really cheap real estate. If you find the low crimes, you're going to get a lot of deals. Richmond, Virginia, I absolutely love Richmond, Virginia, but it's got higher price points, but you just make more money per, like if you want to make a $40,000 hit on a deal, Richmond's the place. Number 3, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Oh, I don't reveal the rest yet, but Fayetteville, North Carolina, again, it hits all my criterias. The reason why Fayetteville, North Carolina works so well is no virtual wholesaler gets in the game and says, oh, I want to wholesale in Fayetteville, North Carolina. They don't say that. You got to remember this. Most people who watch, a TikTok video about virtual wholesaling, they want to get into it, right? The majority of them, yeah, I agree. I think a majority of them are young males under the age of 30. And there's young males under the age of 30. That's the average virtual wholesaler. Now, that's not everyone. That's not you probably watching this, but that's the average one. And the average male under 30 years old doesn't know a thing about geography. Like they don't really know much. You ask them cities, they're only going to they'll not name big cities, but they honestly only care about sports, video games, and making money and girls, right? Those are the 4 most important things in their life. And if you ask them, where should you pick a virtual wholesaling market? They're going to go back and tell you, okay, well, let me go back and think of cities. Atlanta Braves, Memphis Grizzlies. And I know it's crazy, but they only care about a city if it's got a sports team. No joke. And again, I'm not trying to be funny. That's just the truth. And what I found is if the majority of virtual wholesalers are only going to go after areas with sports teams, I go back and look at this. Well, in a city that doesn't have a sports team, are there cash buyers? Yes. Okay. And the thing about it is I've had this golden ratio. This is Zach as the scientist. Everyone's always asked me, Zach, what makes a good virtual wholesale market? And I always say it's always the amount of wholesaling deals in a market divided by how many wholesalers are in that market. So for example, Houston, Texas might have Houston might have 500 wholesaling real estate deals in that market and maybe 1,000 wholesalers going after it. So that means there's 0.5 wholesale deals per wholesaler. And obviously you got guys doing 30 deals a month in there and taking all this stuff, right? And that means if I find an area that has 100 wholesaling deals per month in that city and only 100 wholesalers, that's a 1-to-1 ratio. That is twice as good as Houston. And so the thing about it is I've always found that the amount of wholesale deals in the market, it doesn't matter if there's a sports team in the area. Okay. Usually population does determine that because of the amount of houses in the area, but you got to think about it like that. And so what will saturate a virtual wholesale market? This is pretty simple. A bunch of virtual wholesalers just plowing into that market. And so if everyone hears, oh, okay, let's see what market to do. Cleveland, they all go to Cleveland, right? Virtual wholesalers can move a market like that again. And if the majority of virtual wholesalers are young kids under 25, 30 years old, right? They are only going to go after areas that sound cool and that have sports teams. Just being honest. I know how young kids work because I used to be one. I still am, kind of. Okay. So this means if I try to wholesale in Richmond, Virginia, not a lot of virtual wholesalers outside this YouTube channel are going to go after Richmond, Virginia. Here's the cool part. there are a ton of cash buyers in Richmond. Apparently, cash buyers only care about flipping houses and renting out real estate. And having a sports team does not determine any of that stuff. And so the cash buyers in the market always stay the same, but the amount of virtual wholesalers will fluctuate. So we want to find high buyers, low wholesalers, and a ton of wholesale deals. And so Richmond, Virginia has a ton of cash buyers, a ton of demand, and not a lot of virtual wholesalers, because no one says, "Hey, bro, I'm trying to be a cool kid. Hey, bro, where do you want to virtually wholesale?" Let's think here. I don't know. Who just won the NBA? Oklahoma City? Oklahoma City, yeah. No joke. That conversation probably happened this week. And I wish that was a joke. Like, I legitimately wish that was a joke, but it's not a joke. Okay. And so I tell you, after the Super Bowl, the amount of Philadelphia wholesalers probably went up by 30%. And so no one's going after Richmond, Virginia, unless you're like smart, savvy, look at data, right? And not a lot of people know this about Richmond. And this sounds like a Richmond, Virginia like ad to go wholesale there. Trust me, everybody in Richmond, Virginia hates that I say that. But did you guys know that Richmond, Virginia has 229,000 people in it? That's a lot. It's a big market. And the county, Henrico County has 334,000 people living in it. But nobody in their right mind is wholesaling there. That's pretty dang good. Next one, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Now, a lot of people, I've been screaming about Fayetteville, North Carolina for 6 years on this YouTube channel, by the way. Fayetteville, North Carolina, 209,000 people in that market. And the only reason you know about that is because J. Cole talks about Cole World. Okay. He talks about Fayetteville. Okay. Cole World. Okay. When he talks about the Ville, he's talking about Fayetteville. But he's from Fayetteville. That's the only reason you guys probably know about Fayetteville. But it's an amazing market. Oh, good money right there. Fun fact, I did try to buy 2014 Forest Hills Drive. I thought me, the smart guy, I know. I was like, okay, well, that's a real house in Fayetteville, North Carolina, right? I said, wouldn't it be sick if I just buy it? And I'll just make a cash offer. I'll make a ridiculous cash offer on the guy's house. And I could not get the deal done. But I thought it would have been so sick. Like, I mean, how cool would it be for me to own that as a real estate investor and a guy that likes rap? It's kind of a win-win, right? But hey, whatever. But basically, that's a great wholesaling market. Don't want to get on a tangent there, but amazing wholesaling market. Now, you might be like, Zach, well, Indianapolis, Indiana has an NBA team. Well, there's always exceptions to the rule, but they're very rare. Like Detroit, amazing wholesaling market. They got a sports team, but still, it's pretty good for virtual wholesaling. There's just so many deals in Indianapolis. Fayetteville, North Carolina is one of them. Number 4 is Port St. Lucie, Florida. It's still my local market. I don't think people really understand. If you've never heard of me before, and this is like your first wholesaling video you've ever watched, did you know? Let's do St. Lucie County. Let's do this. St. Lucie County population. Did you know in St. Lucie County, there are 373,000 people? 373,000 people in that county. Who knew? Who knew? And the craziest part about that is they're all houses, by the way. Like their houses are built on top of each other. Okay. And it's crazy to me. And here's the thing that you've never heard about that market. Why would you want to? Why would you hear about Port St. Lucie? There's no sports team. And there's 373,000 houses, 3,000 people. So probably 250,000 houses. It is a stupid city. I think Port St. Lucie is one of the worst cities out here. It's one of the worst built cities in the entire world, but it's one of the best for wholesaling real estate. And so let me tell you the reason why. Okay. Let me give you a map of Port St. Lucie, Florida. All right. Let's go here and let's do a map. Okay. Let's do a satellite map and just show you. Okay. Let's pull up the map. I think this would shock you. Okay, let's get the satellite view here. I want to show you this because I think this is going to shock everyone. And I'm maybe I'm convincing you to go in my own local market. I could really care less. But look at this. This is Port St. Lucie, Florida, by the way. Okay. I want you to just notice something really quick. This, oops, I'm getting in trouble here. These are all houses. Do you see how there's really no infrastructure? There's no like parks, or there is like no like, oh, this is downtown. Literally, Port St. Lucie is all houses. Like, it's all just one big nasty suburb. This is insanity. And this is the county line between Martin County, which is built like an actual city. And like, it's all just houses. And these are all houses. And none of these houses are worth more than $500,000. These are just, this is Port St. Look at that. Is this a driving for dollars dream or not? Like this, I've never seen many cities like this, but it's just all suburban. Like, yeah, you get a little pizza place, but this is all houses. Do you know how insane this is? Just in every direction, just houses, 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 houses. Okay, get a high school. Cool. Houses, houses, houses. Nothing important. Like all suburban sprawl. Just packed on. It is a wholesaling dream. It is literally like a maze. And this is why it's so good. All right. And the city north of it is amazing too. Fort Pierce, Florida. You got some rough areas, but basically I've never seen a city where it's just house, 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 house. It's like, okay, well, here's a park, it's where the kids can go. No, it's all houses with a high school, and they got one little area where the city hall's at. Like that, it's all houses. They have no infrastructure for anything cool. And so this is where I grew up. Okay. This is where I grew up. All right. And so there's nothing but just houses for drawing for dollars for days. And the storms hit Port St. Lucie, so all the houses can get ugly. All of them are roofs. No one's taking care of the house. It is a virtual wholesaling dream. And they're all old people and they're all dying. Not to be funny, but they're all dying. A lot of them. I mean, hundreds of them die a day in Port St. Lucie because there's so many people. And these people, they live in New York. They go down to Port St. Lucie, Florida. I don't know why I'm giving my secrets, but they go to New York. They go to Port St. Lucie, Florida. Then they die. And then their son who lives in New York has to inherit this house. And I call the son up and say, hey, you're looking to sell? I mean, I don't want to go down there and deal with it. Just give me the cash for the house. Done. And the cool part, there's so many real estate investors. It's just boom, 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 boom. I know 3 wholesalers in that market doing over $2 million a year outside of me. And there's just so much money to be made. It is insanity. And the fact that nobody talks about that market is insane to me. And I literally live right there. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane. Okay. And so number 4 is going to be Port St. Lucie, Florida. And the best part about it is if you get a deal there, I'll just buy it just to buy it. I'm looking to buy as many rental properties as possible. My favorite part about that market is if somebody is late on rent, 72 hours later, I can kick him out, which I'm a nice guy, but I can kick him out. Florida's crazy. Florida has some insane laws. Okay. And so, yeah, number 4, Port St. Lucie, Florida. Like, I mean, let's go on let's look at, let me go on Google Maps for a second, right? If I go to Google Maps and look at any other city, like, let me show you this. Okay, let me show you this. Look at the city right here. Like, it is all houses. Like, this is all house. This is all a houses right here. It's absolutely insane. Let me show you another city, for example, okay? Okay, let's do Orlando. Okay, do you see how we're here in Orlando, Florida? That it's just, there's houses, But it's like house and then shopping and then houses and then other things. And then like, here's like the downtown area. Like it's not all house on top of house, right? Do you see it? This isn't house on top of house. There's no city really anything like it, really, you'll see. You go to Daytona Beach, like it's not house over house over house, right? And so this is why you're not going to find many areas. Now, if you go down here to Fayetteville, North Carolina, hey Siri, bring me to Coal World. It's not even like that. Say, I mean, there are houses, but like it's spread out. And this is why I think Port St. Lucie, Florida is one of the best markets out here. It's crazy. All right. Absolutely insanity to me. And so I can tell you right now that Richmond's awesome. Port St. Lucie's like, I think just, it's so, nobody, have you ever, like, no one like, oh, I'm wholesaling in Port St. Lucie, bro. Like, no one says that. Nobody says it. And I've been talking about on YouTube forever and absolutely crazy. Now, number 5, Oklahoma City. Now, the reason why I'm saying Oklahoma City is because people like Next Gen Lupe say, Virginia, actually, it is illegal to wholesale in Virginia. If I go to Virginia and wholesale, I will be put in handcuffs. Well, I have some very bad news for you. I've closed 3 deals in Virginia this month. And unfortunately, tomorrow I'll be joining Fishman's Money in Prison. We're gonna be cellmates, and we're gonna be handed phones, and we're just gonna be wholesaling. Bro, you know what? If you put me to jail for wholesaling, bring me to prison where they give me a cell phone and internet connection. You're gonna bring me to prison for wholesaling. I'm just gonna keep wholesaling on my phone. Like, what are you gonna do? What am I gonna go to jail even more for wholesale? Next Gen Lupe. They have certain regulations, but you can wholesale real estate in the state of Virginia. Yes, you can. There is no problem with that. That is the most ridiculous take ever. And Next Gen Lupe, let me know how many deals you have closed in Virginia. And we'll talk later. But the reason why Oklahoma City has now made the list again, even though they just won a championship with a big asterisk on it, right? I mean, did they win? Kind of yes and no at the same point. But Oklahoma just passed a new law basically stating you need to add disclosures to your assignments. Now, there's nothing bad about it, right? Like, they basically said, well, if you're going to sign, you need to add these disclosures. I don't think it's a bad idea. Your title company will go help you out with it. I mean, whatever, right? They added some double closing things. Me and Rick both agree. We think that is like not enforceable at all. But again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not here to give legal advice. Do whatever the law says, right? Just add your disclosures and then boom, you can still assign. No problem. But half of everyone has now said, oh, that means it is illegal. You get thrown in handcuffs. You get the death penalty for wholesaling in Oklahoma, apparently. And it's all over. It's Oklahoma said, hey, wholesaling real estate is 100% legal. We just want to make sure you add these disclosures so the seller knows you're doing it. Now, do I agree with that? Probably not. But the fact that they're not like banning it or saying it's bad, I mean, they're saying you just got to add the proper disclosure. I'm not up in arms about that, right? Like, I'm not, oh my gosh. Okay, it's like Tennessee. Tennessee just passed a law saying you have to disclose to the seller you're going to make a profit pretty much. I'm not really too against that. Like, I'm really not. Like, it has never affected how I do wholesaling. And so I'm not really too worried about it, right? And so Oklahoma just passed this law about disclosure. We're going to add a whole thing about it in freewholesaling.com. I mean, at this point, you just ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT literally will analyze the law for you. It's actually a pretty dang good mini lawyer. But you just got to add a certain disclosures, and that's pretty much it. I don't really think it's crazy. It's insane. All right. It's crazy. But yeah, Next Gen Lupe, we're going to say goodbye to you. I mean, closing 3 deals, we use the proper channels and we wholesale legally in Virginia. That's all I can tell you, right? But again, Oklahoma just passed this law. So that means everybody thinks it's now illegal and it's terrible. Here's the truth. You can wholesale there, no problem, like no issues at all. And so Oklahoma, I think, is an amazing wholesaling real estate market. Now, those are the markets I do. Again, you're going to have to find your areas you want to do. I mean, pretty much any area that has a population over 100,000 and a median home price under 500 grand is going to be good for virtual wholesaling. Now, let's keep going. Also, by the way, if you want this PDF, this video needs to get over 120 likes. And so if everybody just stops right now and likes it, we'll easily get over that. But we need 120 likes if you want this PDF. And we got a lot more of the PDF to go over. But if you want this PDF, I will literally put it in the comments. You can follow along with me, write your own notes, but you have to get 120 likes. If we don't get 120 likes, I'm not sharing this. And I'm a man of my word. I will not do it. Let's see. How many likes are we at on this? Let's see. Where are we at? We're at 120. Oh, man. 124 likes. I should have said 5,000 likes. Dang it. Oh, all righty. That's fine. Okay. Let me give everyone the copy of it. I guess I have to do that, right? All right. Let me give everyone the copy while we go over it. You guys liked it. All righty. Quit your fussing. All righty. I'll go. Let me share it and we'll keep going over this. All right. Oh, man. All right. I stand corrected. All right. I just got to change the email on this because I'm going to get hounded on this email. If I give this email out, I got to use my public email. Here we go. There we go. Okay. File, share with others. Anyone with the link. Copy link. Make you an editor? No, you just got to copy it. Okay. All right, we're good. There we go. Here. Everybody happy? Everyone happy? There you go. Okay, now y'all can go follow along. Hopefully you're happy. All right. So let's break this all down. Okay. These are the top markets. Now, after we find the top markets, we have to go find the top zip codes. Now, the best areas for finding zip codes are from cash buyer activity, high investor transactions, and homes under 300 grand are my favorite. So there are two ways we could start going out here and doing this. Let me share. So let's go do this. All right. So I can actually go to places connected to the internet. My first place I like to go to is ChatGPT. I love ChatGPT. I think it's absolutely amazing. We actually have, we can make videos in ChatGPT. I haven't really played around with it too much because I thought, why not? We're working on Robot Zach to help you guys out, but that's for a different day. Okay, so what are we working on right now? So let's add this all in. So in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, find me the cheapest houses with the lowest crime in a ratio. So I can find where the most cash transactions are in the area for virtual wholesaling real estate. So let's ask trusty ChatGPT what we're going to be doing here. And no one ever even uses, or these, no, I need zip codes, my guy. No. Okay. Please use zip codes. All right, so it's using web data and web scraping, and we're going to figure out exactly top zip codes in the area just using ChatGPT. So these are the most affordable zip codes with low or to medium crime rate. So I like that. So these are areas that are safe with low median home prices so it's giving you affordable real estate, affordable zip codes with low crime rates. And I thought it was really, really interesting, but this always works best for wholesaling real estate. Okay. Suburban zip codes. That's pretty good too. So best zip codes for virtual wholesaling, top entry markets, lowest median home price with moderate crime, the 73108. This one's interesting too. Workable with zero and builder blocks, mid-tier safer, and then actual steps, which is really cool. So I think that's actually some pretty good dang info we can use. Now let's actually use some paid services and see what we got. Now, I will tell you, I'm going to be using X Leads. Now, me and Rick haven't announced it yet, but a brand new, we're going to do a brand new X Leaf launch of 2 new features we've been hiding from you, and it's going to be really, really exciting, and it's going to be really dang good. And now we are setting up finally the next version of X Leads, and that should be ready next quarter, and that's really exciting too. But we have so much stuff we just developed that we're gonna share. I'm so excited. But okay, let's just go inside of X Leads and kind of show you how we can do some analysis inside of X Leads really quick. So X Leads, again, is the best wholesaling real estate software on the planet, and it is one of my favorites. And pretty much gets 15,000 skip traces included, and you get a CRM dialer. I mean, it's just, guys, it's the software to have. It's the best wholesaling software out there. Just go to xleads.com, check it out. Okay, so how I analyze markets inside of X Leads. And so I don't think I've ever done so let's go to Oklahoma City, okay? And we're gonna go to overlays right here, and we're gonna do flips by zip. It's one of my favorite analysis tools. And so flips by zip is showing how many flips are being done in a zip code. So for example, in Edmond, there's been 182 flipped properties with an average profit delta. And so I'll tell you how much profit flippers are making in the area. And so a lot of people used to say, oh my gosh, you should only go after basically cash transactions. Well, flipped transactions is way more important. Now, ChatGPT and other areas can't get this. So that's why it's important we can use a software like this. And so these are showing the top areas. Like this one's not important, not many flips here. 45 flips, 624 flips. I mean, 624 flips is amazing. Not many flips here, not many flips here. And so it's giving you the right areas. On top of this too here, you can go out here and find flips by county too. And that's pretty normal. And the next one is Signal AI. I think Signal AI is really cool. It's using AI to figure out where the next like top areas for flipping is going to be. Now it's good for like up and coming emerging areas. Like AI's right here is saying that, Wichita is going to be pretty hot. And it's telling us in Oklahoma, they're telling us that Logan County and Canadian County, which is a stupid county name. Sorry, Dre, but that's a dumb name for an American county. But Canadian County, these are going to be the hot areas. It's signaling in the future based off of flip rates, sellability, and profits they are seeing. And so that's really, really cool too. Again, you have cash buyer activities too, if you want to get into that. But overall, that's kind of how we do a little bit of analysis on here. And we can use Deal Ninja AI. Again, it's not like the craziest part about it, but I'll tell you this. Where are the best areas for virtual wholesaling in OKC? And we'll use Deal Ninja AI. Oops, there you go. Okay, we need to be a little nicer to hit because it was not liking this. So it's like, what's OKC? So Oklahoma City. There we go. I think I was trying too hard. All right, let's see here. All right, so it basically takes it's like ChatGPT, except it takes the data set that we have and it combines it on here. Oh, DeAndre, don't be upset. You go live in Canadian. I would go live in Canadian County. Bro, no one's going to live in Canadian County. All right, it's taking a second to go out here. Okay, so it's telling me I've had 5,918 properties. Here's a breakdown of the areas. Okay, well, I'm going to say which zip codes have the most of these properties. And we'll get a little zip code analysis on here. It's pretty cool. Tell me. Okay, it's doing the whole city. So you can pop it up here and it'll pull some good data sets here. You're good. You can filter out a little more, but it's more about the house from there. And so I'm seeing that Canadian County and the Logsdon County, those are looking like the top areas and found the top zips from there. And so that's why I like to use my analysis on there for a virtual wholesale market. Anything with a Signal AI over 8% has pretty much been on the money. And so that's what I'd be using on there. Okay, cool. So homes under 300 grand are usually best. cheaper real estate is just like, especially as a beginner, it's going to be best for you. But that's what I found. Step 3, build a $0 lead list. Again, if you don't have any money, don't have any budget, you can go out here and pull government lists. So you can pull the water shutoffs, code violations, probates, pre-foreclosures, evictions, fire damage properties, tax liens, divorces. Those are going to be the free list to be going after. Now, if you want to get a list of all of the free government lists, you got to go be in virutally.com. And when you join virutally.com, you're going to be able to get the spreadsheet. Now, I don't publicly give the spreadsheet out at all anymore. It's only for people who join virutally.com. And again, it's free. So like, don't be crying to me that, oh, Zach's charging. I'm not charging you, bro. It's absolutely for free. But when you join it, you're able to go out here and get this spreadsheet. And this spreadsheet is my government list spreadsheet. And this sucker is one of the most valuable things we have in the community. And it is it's actually crazy. I really should be charging for freewholesaling.com. And I had my opportunity when I deleted everything. I could have come back with paid, but I decided to keep it free. But every little red dot you see on this map, okay, has a government list that you can pull for free. And so, for example, let's go to Oklahoma City right here. Where's Oklahoma City at? Oklahoma City is the fire damage property list in Oklahoma City is right here. Now, if I click that, it's going to give me all the fire damage properties. But guess what? I actually can't click that because then the video will be unalived, the video. See, I'm using slang. You should be proud of me. I'm using slang, but it would be unalived. That's the best way I can describe it. And so there'd be no more video. But basically, if I want to go out here and pull code violations in Cape Coral, here's the list. You just click that link. If I want to go out here in Maryland and pull the code violations, if I want to get the probates in Springfield, if I want to get the probate list in Kansas, the whole state of Kansas we have, if I want to go out here and pull liens in Horry County for free, if I want to go out here in Virginia, if I want to go to Richmond tax delinquency list, they have all the delinquent taxes for real estate on there, which is crazy. Iowa court records, probates, Tarrant County. I mean, guys, they literally have everything on this list, and we give it to you absolutely for free. Now, what I think you guys should be doing too, and I don't know why guys, I really should stop giving away so much free stuff, but I keep doing it. But think about this. Do you see where it says master sheet right here? Now, look at where it says list of the month. Oops, hold on. Do you see where it says list of the month? If I click list of the month, what's going to happen is it's going to pop up my list of the month that I give out. I also have something called the government list of the month. Now, I don't know if you know too much about that, but my list of the month is a brand new thing I've been doing for the past 2 months, and it has been an absolute game changer for people. So I get a lot of people say, oh my gosh, and if you want to get this for free, just go to freewholesaling.com. But I get asked, Zach, I see you're promoting X leads, and that's great, but I don't got the money, so I can't succeed. And besides me just telling the guy to stop crying about it, just pull government list, I said, here are the government list if you can't afford X leads. That was pretty nice. And they said, oh, but I have to go to cyber background checks and trivial search, and it takes me 30 hours to skip trace that list. You're not wrong. I mean, X leads has 15,000 skip traces included. And they're like, well, I can't do anything, bro. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to go inside of X leads. I'm going to go pull a list. So this month I went to Kansas City and all the surrounding markets with high signal AI scores. And I pulled a list. I skip traced it. And then I posted it inside of freewholesaling.com, 4,000 leads. And it's all skip traced with emails. And I gave it to you guys for free. You guys said, oh, wait, I actually have to start calling it now. But I need to skip trace it. No, the skip tracing's there. But I need, and you're like, you just want to make some excuses of why you can't actually do a deal now. It's like, oh, well, actually, it's saturated. I said, okay, it's saturated, fine. And so I decided I was going to go inside the spreadsheet, and every single month I was going to pull a government list. This month I pulled the Columbus, Ohio open code violations list. And in freewholesaling.com, it's all in there. And you can pull all the skip traced open code violations in Columbus, Ohio completely for free. Kim says, what's the website? Freewholesaling.com, right on the bottom, freewholesaling.com. And now I said this on my, on the Zach Ginn channel, but I said, what is your excuse? And I said that like, kind of in like a nasty way, not a nasty way, but like, I said, I can't make it any easier for you to succeed in wholesaling real estate anymore. Like I will pull you the list and skip trace it to you absolutely for free. I will go pull government list and give it to you skip trace for free. I will show you in every city where you can pull government lists. I don't understand. Like, how much easier can I make this? And so if you tell me to my face, Zach, I don't know what market to choose. At this point, choose any of these. Anything with a red dot, go do it. Anything with a red dot, go pull. You can tell in Florida you can get government lists pretty dang easy. But like anywhere with red dots on here, go after it. Okay? These are your new markets. Go after it. Like that's your virtual. And the cool part is you can pull multiple ones all over the country. This is insanity to me. Like absolutely insanity to me. And you still will find an excuse why you can't succeed. I don't understand it. And this is how we're changing the game in wholesaling. Just go to freewholesaling.com. It's all in there right there. And so lists are skip trace now. Lists are in there. Like all the government data is in there. Now, what I would probably prefer you do still is on here is this stuff all works. You can post. Why is drawing for dollars on here? I don't know why I wrote that. Okay. Digital bandit signs and FSBOs are another good way to do it. And the way I really like going out here and using this is, did I write this on here? Yes, I did. Okay, cool. Digital bandit signs. This is another one. We actually did a whole entire breakdown on my channel about this. And we have the free digital bandit sign course in freewholesaling.com. But we show you how to post in Facebook groups and just get insane amount of inbound leads. Absolutely love digital bandit signs. On top of that too, we have Zillow for sale by owners. You can go here and make your calls. That's why we did the whole offer challenge the other day. It's really important to go out here and make offers to motivate sellers. It's another good one you can do. And then step four. Step four is setting up your virtual wholesaling marketing machine. And so what I think your marketing stack for 2025 should be is you need to use tools, right? So first, what tools should you use? You need to use our free CRM inside of freewholesaling.com. I'm actually dropping the guide to the CRM really, really quick. If you go to freewholesaling.com, we actually have a free CRM you can use for calling, leads, and cash buyers. I actually created that. I think I created it 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago. We put it in freewholesaling.com. A lot of people didn't hear about it because the new course kind of overdid it. But go to freewholesaling.com and get my free CRM if you need a CRM for free. The problem is Podio, after a certain amount, you have to pay for it. So I'm like, yeah, what's the point anymore? And then for a paid CRM, I would recommend use XLeads Ninja Mode. XLeads Ninja Mode, again, is the best CRM you could possibly use. It's our free Go High Level account that we have customized towards wholesaling real estate. Most people charge $100 a month for it. No, most people charge like $130 a month for it, but we give it out for free included with XLeads. For dialer, Google Voice is an amazing free dialer. Wave dialer is still my favorite inside of XLeads Ninja Mode. It's a good triple line dialer. I think it's $130, $140 a month. For a triple line dialer, it's pretty dang good. For texting, I think Google Voice manually is still your option. And then XLeads, again, has its own SMS blaster inside of it. Skiptracing, True People Search is my favorite for free. XLeads, I mean, this sounds like an XLeads infomercial. But the reason is most people have to pay for all this stuff. XLeads literally for $81 for the annual. That's the move. Yeah, it's going to be best here. And then for e-signatures, PandaDoc's good for free. And then I would use DocuSign or XLeads. I mean, XLeads has e-signing included for it. And that's my whole XLeads spiel, because I talk about XLeads a lot because a lot of people keep getting scammed from software companies and you just get XLeads all included. But yeah, that's all I can tell you on that end. All right. So what type of marketing channels should you be using? I think first and foremost, cold calling should be like the priority for us. I don't understand why so many people are so afraid of cold call. I mean, cold calling is the bread and butter. You gain your skills talking to sellers with cold calling. And by far, you're always going to have the best results from cold calling motivated sellers. The best return on your time and the best return on time might be digital bandit signs, but this one's pretty dang close. And then return on your investment. I mean, cold calling is practically free to a point. So 1,000 to 5,000 every single week if you can would be great. SMS text blasting, again, a massive, massive Massively important marketing channel. Drawing for dollars with sticky notes. If you can reverse drive for dollars with the sticky notes. Now you might be like, Zach, I'm virtual. What do you mean? What I mean by this is if you can find somebody to reverse drive for dollars for you and you partner up with them. So for example, we have 36,000 people on freelisting.com currently. If you're watching this in the future, you're like, Zach, what are you talking about 36? There's like 60,000. Like, yeah, well, that's back in, this is an old video, I guess. If you watch 2 years in the future. No, sorry, you watch this 3 months in the future. But the thing about it is, if you can find somebody inside the community that is definitely afraid of cold call, they hate cold calling more than anything. Like cold calling is like the scariest, worst thing in the world for them. They hate cold calling with a passion. But they'll go out here and put sticky notes out on houses. What you're going to do is say, okay, go put sticky notes on houses. I will answer the phone call because I'm virtually doing it. And then I will go out here and close the seller and you just walk through a buyer for me. And we split it 50-50. They're going to say, I don't have to call? No. I don't have to close the seller? No. All I have to do is put a sticky note on the door and walk through a buyer? Yeah. 50-50? Deal. Deal of a lifetime. Cha-ching. And so there are so many people definitely afraid to cold call, definitely afraid to close sellers. This is the move for, especially in 2025, this whole JVing option and JVing system that I have. Also, we have our JV contracts inside of freelisting.com in the download section. Go in there and get our free JV contracts. I mean, it's so good. So the JV method is good. All right. And then lastly, again, for marketing channels is the email offer generator system. I cannot stress this enough. The EOG system is going to become saturated in the next year. Now, the only reason I'm able to even create this system is because of X leads. Because most people have terrible skip tracing. X leads is amazing skip tracing. And so you're going to be able to start blasting out emails completely for free. And you used to have to buy X leads to go be able, you just pull the government list of the month from freelisting.com and you're going to be doing good here. But remember how I told you I provide 8,000 skip trace phone numbers every single month included? Remember that? Well, you could take that data, go inside of Gmail and start blasting out emails. And I was like, well, I'm not going to copy and paste emails at a time. So how about this? I did something revolutionary because nobody else is willing to do this, but I think it's really cool. We were able in freelisting.com to give you the sauce on how you can download the certain software that costs for free. Google to help develop it. So the developers created it, where you can connect Gmail to Google Sheets. And so basically what this means is if you put an email in a Google Sheets and you basically connect the software, it will email blast with your Gmail. It turns your Gmail into an email blasting software. Crazy, right? And I decided that I was going to make it completely free to the public. And we call the system the email offer generator. We're basically generating emails and blasting out emails every single month. And you can do probably 1,000 a day if you're really good at what you're doing. It's insane. And it took a very long time to figure out the system, especially how to do it for free, which was almost impossible. Cost was the biggest reason why email blasting was not taking off. And now you're able to send emails absolutely for free with Gmail, with Google Sheets. Like, mind blowing to me. And it's just been changing the game forever. And so if you want to go through my email offer generator course, it's in freelisting.com absolutely for free. And I promise you, if you send 1,000 cold emails out, you are going to get inbound responses. There are people that will charge you thousands of dollars to learn email. Like ever since I created this course, people have been coming out with their own email, like wholesaling, like coaching programs. I just give it out for free. I just give everyone the sauce. And everyone's just like, oh, here's my affiliate link to use an email like software that I get like a commission of. Like, guys, it's all free. All costs no money. Crazy. So yeah, EOG system, it's all in there. Easy to go. Now, step 5, qualify your sellers using my MCTP framework. Now we're going to find sellers to say, hey, I want to sell. I want to get rid of the property. What do I do? Well, you're going to qualify your sellers using MCTP. MCTP stands for motivation, condition, time frame, price. And so you're going to ask these sellers, hey, Mr. Seller, why are you looking to sell? C, condition. what repairs are needed on the property. T, time frame, when are you looking to sell? P, price, what do you want for it to sell it? And you can build rapport remembering the FORD acronym. FORD acronym stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And so you can talk about someone's family if you want to build rapport, their occupation, what they do for a living, R is recreation, what they do for fun, and D is dreams, what they're looking to do in the future, and kind of their dreams for kind of in their life. I'm telling you right now that MCTP is very powerful. So if you forget what to tell a seller, just go through MCTP. And that is kind of my framework of talking to them. And then from there, you close this seller over the phone. Now, you could technically do Zoom. I'm not really a big fan of it, but you technically can do it over there. Did I put it on here? And it's fine. Okay, now you lock up the deal virtually. Now you kind of go over it, you get in the offer, right? Close the seller over the phone. Now you can use Rule or Tech Savvy Markets and Zoom. I'd probably get rid of the Zoom part. Let's just make this even simpler, right? Close over the phone. Now you can use XLeads, e-signing, or PandaDoc. Really depends what you want to do. But the closing tactics I'm going to put on here. I guess I didn't really have the time for this, but let me write on here, okay? The 3 closing frameworks. So there's 3 ways to close a motivated seller, and we talked about it last week, but I will continue to keep talking about this. Let's make it red. There we go. I'm going to give you guys the revamped one of this too, by the way. Bro, what in the world? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. So the 3 closing frameworks. Number 1 is going to be the good old standard lowball. So this is basically when you quote, say, what do you want for the house? And then you just kind of go out here and then you counter, right? That's pretty standard. That's standard lowball. What do you want for it? I want 100. Well, would you take 50 and negotiate from there? I mean, yeah, that's okay, I guess. But what I like to do is kind of number 2 is going to be what I call my reverse price anchor. And what my reverse price anchor is this is what a price anchor is, right? So let's talk about number 1, what is a price anchor? So a price anchor is basically like, hey, I would ideally like to buy this for $100,000. And then they say, OMG. Wait, where is it? They say, OMG, that's too low. Get out of my house, you filthy troll. And they say, no, I know this sounds stupid, but then you say, no, I said ideally, not what I'm actually offering. What will you take? And then you get in your whole, negotiations from there, right? That's what basically a price anchor is. And what I mean by price anchoring is you just try to hit them with like really low price. They think it's low. Then you go back and you play it. It's like, oh, this is $5,000. Wait, no, this time only it's 1,000. What reverse price anchoring is you just change it over to the partner. And so what you do is you'll ask someone. For example, for me, it's Rick. You can ask like another person, Wholesaling.com, ask Rick. Basically, he says, oh yeah, this deal will sell for like 130. So try to lock it up for $100,000. And then I say, basically, this is how you do it, right? You see how this is the ideal? So let's copy this and let's just change it what I'd show you. There you go. This is what reverse price anchoring is. So you just change it. So you say, okay, just say, I talked to my partner, Rick, and he said he wanted to buy it for 100,000. OMG, that's too low. Get out of my house, you filthy troll. No, no, no. I said that's what he wanted it for, not what I'm actually offering. So do you see how this is just basically a price anchor? It's just reverse. You're just blaming, you're not blaming yourself, you're blaming somebody else for it. That is what price anchoring is. And that's basically what we're doing here. And so the reverse price anchor, that's what I like to use. On top of that too, you can use basically what we call the dollar bill method. That's not bad either. Where basically you ask the seller says, you know, I don't know. You say you came into my house. Like, I don't know how much I want to sell the property for. Then you say, would you buy for $8? Would you sell the house? You sell the house for $1 million? And they'll obviously say, yes. And then you say, okay, well, would you sell the house for $1? And they'll say, no. And then basically you hit them with that. I know this sounds stupid, but like, you have to play stupid games when people say, oh, I have no. The worst thing that I get from sellers is when they say, I have no idea what I'd sell the house for. Bro, get out of here. You exactly know. And so you just got to remind them. Would you sell it for $1 million? Yes, I would. Okay. Well, would you sell for $1? No. Then you hit them with this. What price in between $1 and $1 million would you sell at? And that basically gets them to say a price. And I know that sounds crazy, but it works actually a lot. The price anchoring, reverse price anchoring, a standard lowball works really well. That's why I like doing these conversations. And so the conversation is, right, we're on the phone, we're talking to the seller, and we're like, okay, hey, Mr. Seller, like, are you interested in selling the property? Then you go through MCTP, and then they basically like, yes, I am. Okay, well, are you ready to make a yes or no decision on selling the property? And they say, no. I'm like, okay, well, let me know when you're ready to make a decision, right? So again, this is very, very important, but we must condition our motivated sellers. This is a must. Conditioning is a must. So I'm going to write this one more time. We must condition our sellers for a yes or no decision. Now, this is all taught on wholesaling.com, but you got to remember that you got to make sure that the seller is willing to take a yes or no decision on selling the property before you give the offer. Because if you give them an offer and they say, oh, I'll think about it, then you're stuck in follow-up and you're never going to get the deal done. And because time kills more all deals, it's going to be terrible. Now, you got to remember, motivated sellers inherently are procrastinators. And I've said this a lot, but basically I'll say this again. The definition of procrastinating is the delaying of an action. And the action of deciding to sell your house and saying, yes, I want to sell right now for this price is an action. When you say, maybe I'll think about it, you're delaying the action, which makes you a procrastinator. So you do not want to procrastinate. That is one of the worst things you can possibly do. And so this is why it's really important when you call them, yes or no decision, you hit them with the dollar bill method. They say, 150. I say, well, would you take 100? And they say, no. I'm like, will you take 140? I say, well, why don't we just quit all this? I don't play these games. 120. I buy it cash, all closing costs. Would you take that? And they say, sure. And then this is what you do. This is the worst thing you can do in virtual wholesaling. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is send you over the e-signature of the contract, and you go sign it and let me know when you're done. Bye. And then you send it over. It's like, okay, I can't wait for them to sign it. And then 50% of the 30% of the time, they're going to just ghost you, and you never hear from them again. You're like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? And it's so crazy. But if you send an e-signature to a seller without saying on the phone, 30% of the time, they're just going to ghost you. Because they had an objection and they couldn't answer it. And an unanswered objection is automatically a no. And so what you got to say is, I'll take 300. I'll sell for 300, say 100, meet at 120. Say, okay. Well, okay, we can do 120. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you over the contract electronically. What's your email again? Okay, perfect. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm sending this over right now. Let me know when you see it. I'm going to stay on the phone with you to answer any questions about this agreement. Okay. Inspection. Yes. Inspection period basically gives us basically some time to go look at the property and see if there's any issues with it. We don't go forward with the agreement, but we will only ever do that if anything you say is different than what actually is presented at the property. Now, Mr. Seller, you have no like rats or termites throughout the house, right? No, that's what I thought. Well, usually we have this in here because someone says there's no rats or termites, and we go to the house and there's rats and termites everywhere, and we're forced to buy a house that we didn't know about the condition of it. And so that's why we leave that inspection period. But again, we don't change the prices. I'm telling you right now, this price will work for you. Good to go. And then you just get it signed. The thing about it is you kind of get so annoying. It's like, oh my gosh, how do I get this guy off the phone? I want to go back to my TV. And so what you're going to find here is if you stay on the phone, they'll sign a lot quicker. And you kind of have to, like, they're procrastinators. You got to be on them all the dang time, because if you're not on them all the dang time about this, it ain't going to be good. And then they're just not going to sign it. And then time kills all deals, and it's all this stuff. And so it's an extra like 5 minutes to stay on the phone and send the e-signature, but it will work really dang well. And so we must condition our sellers for a yes or no decision. Then from there, again, if you want to figure out what your offer price should be, you can use this simple calculator. Now, I think at virutally.com, we have a way better calculator, but this is just if I have to put it pen to paper. But I'll use the calculation of ARV minus repairs multiplied by our multiplier. So if the ARV is under 125, we use 70%, 125 to 220, 80%, 83 at 220, 350. Anything above 350, we use 85%. Now, again, if you want like a standard like offer price, start with a low anchor offer, then negotiate up 70% of MAO. Now, use the comps for free on Zillow, paid comps at xleads.com, and you'll be good to go. But really, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. Again, this is a simplified version of it, but we can make it more advanced too. Now, if you want to go and find cash buyers, what I recommend you do is, number one, you can find them on Craigslist. Craigslist is not like the best place, but there still are cash buyers there. Next, your Facebook groups. I love the discounted properties in city. Now, with freewholesaling.com, we do teach you how to paste in cash buyer Facebook groups and get cash buyers coming to you. And that's really dang good. And then from there, you can use the X Leads tool. So you can actually go out here, show the flippers, the landlords in the city and county. That's what I like to use for my Dispo. And so if you have the pro plan on X Leads, at, I think it's $199 a month on the pro plan, you can actually go out here and find cash buyers. It's basically a disposition software. So here it's at. So if you just go to investor leads right here, and you want to do, let's do Oklahoma City again. What it's going to do is it's going to pop up all the cash buyers in the area that are flippers and landlords. And so right here's all the, where are we at? These are flippers. Okay, flippers. And so these are the people that are flipping the most houses in Oklahoma City. And so, for example, Weinrich Enterprises LLC, they flipped 27 houses this year, and they made $1.4 million profit. Now, I'm not going to click it because, again, you need to get X Leads for it. But if you click it, the phone number will pop up, and you can export the data and get it all skip traced included, which is really cool. And it's pretty powerful stuff. So if you go to X Leads, you can actually go out here and get all the cash buyers there. If I want to go to the landlord tab, again, if you get the annual plan, you actually get the landlords included too. Go to landlords. Let's pop this up. Let's see. Let me refresh the screen. There we go. All right. Then I'll show all the landlords. Oklahoma City. Filter landlords. Good to go. Okay. These are all the landlords in Oklahoma City. And so you can go find them right here. They're all skip traced, which is really cool. And let's go to the next one. I mean, these guys own, I mean, let's do this one. ELO Incorporated owns 75 houses, which I think is kind of crazy. And their phone number pops up right there, and then all the properties that they own. So if I click on that, let me see if I can get, I don't want to get in trouble with this, but Let's see. Can I share it like this? Let me see. Nope, can't do that. Okay, I think I can do it. So this is how it works. All the phone numbers are protected right here. I mean, they're shown right here. I'm trying to cover it as much as I can. But then you just find these are all the properties that are owned. So you go to portfolio size and it pops up right there. And you can find all their investments, which is really cool. But that's what I use on the Dispo side. You can actually make a listing on X Leads and you can email blast the listing out. You can do a lot of cool Dispo stuff on there. And so really cool. And then you can also call the cash sales. So even if you have the basic plan, just go to cash sales, X Leads, call the cash sales up. Say, hey, I just saw you bought 123 Main Avenue for cash. Let's see if you're looking to buy any more houses for cash. I'm a local wholesaler in the area. That's how you find a lot of good deals there. You can also find local realtors too with investor clients. That works really well. You can go to cash sales, find the buyer that's represented and call that buyer up and say, hey, I want to get you paid on some deals. Do you have any buyers that are looking to buy in this area? So you just represented a cash sale on the same street. I'd love to get you paid on this. Boom, you get them paid. You're good to go. Now, when you have a cash buyer, especially in virtual wholesaling, and they're saying that they're looking to buy, what I recommend you do is you ask them these questions. First and foremost, you want to ask what their past purchase history, actually check their deeds. So a lot of people are going to find on their internet are claiming to be cash buyers when clearly they're actually not cash buyers. And the only way to find if they're a legit cash buyer or a fake cash buyer, like a non-legit cash buyer, is by actually having deeds. And basically, the best way to describe this is, there's always, you're going to find this on Facebook. You're going to have, if you make the post the same way we do it in Wholesaling.com, you're going to find that you're going to have 18, 19-year-old kids that are claiming to be cash buyers. No joke. They're going to claim to be a cash buyer because they're looking to daisy chain the deal. Hey, Mr. 18-year-old. Hey, I trust that you own 3,000 rental properties like you're claiming. How about you show me one rental property you own with your deed, with the deed, so I can see that you signed the deed yourself? And they go, why don't you trust me, man? Because you can't even show me one deed, bro. And the crazy part is, well, I'm not going to pull up my deed. My time's too valuable. Okay, just give me one address of a property you own. Just one address. And they'll start flipping out on you. It's so funny. My time's too valuable. Okay, well, give me the company where you own the rentals and I'll do the research myself. It's so funny. And it's like, well, I don't want anyone to know I own this company. It's like, well, that's kind of public record, but whatever. And so if they say they own 563 Main Avenue, look it up on the public records, go find out who owns the deed on the property, look up the picture of the deed, which is publicly available. And the really cool part about it, all right, is they have to sign the deed, and then they sign the deed, right? And the deed is signed, and you can see if their name's on there or not. Pretty crazy, but it's a true story. That I have a lot of 18-year-olds that I kind of destroy them. And so it's kind of hilarious. So you ask them past purchase history. Remember, you don't want to deal with a cash buyer that is not buying houses on a regular basis for cash. I mean, I know that sounds pretty stupid, but it is true. Like if you're not actively buying houses for cash, why do I want to deal with you? Number two, are you a flipper, landlord? What's your buying criteria? And then are you okay with assignment of contracts? Ideally, they should be okay with you making a ton of money on the assignment fee. Then from there, you use a solid assignment agreement. Again, X Leads got you, or in Wholesaling.com, which got you there. Find a title company. Make sure your title company, again, accepts assignments. They handle with wholesalers often, and they will not notify the seller of the assignment. And if they're okay with double closings, remember, you can go to Facebook and find investor-friendly title companies. We teach a lot in Wholesaling.com too. Pretty cool. Next tier, step 10, you get paid and you scale up. And so you start getting deals and you start scaling from there. The best way to scale, I've honestly always found, is first hire on the marketing. Then you can go out here and just get more leads. And so it's supposed to be get more leads, whatever. Get more leads, scale your systems, and then join free. Oh my gosh. Freewholesaling.com. I was using the notes on the other one. Freewholesaling.com and ZachDiscord.com. Discord.com. There we go. Awesome. And then from there, you can do the bonus right here. So here's your minimum marketing required per deal. And so this is what I've obviously found. And so if you want to go out here and get a deal on reverse trying for dollars with a partner, about 400 contacts are needed. If you want to go out here and call government lists, on average, you're going to call about 2,000 to get a deal, more or less. So that's probably the best one. Paid lists, about 6,000 calls or texts for a deal. Direct mail is going to be around 8,000 mail pieces. Now, a lot of people ask about boots on the ground. One thing I can tell you about boots on the ground here is if you have no money, especially in virtual wholesaling, I would tell you you should just JV with somebody. Again, it won't cost you any money. They're going to get a percent of the deal for finding the cash buyer, but you still have to pay someone. Now, if you have money, you can use a BPO service, other real estate agents, other wholesalers, pay them $300, $100. I'm not really a big fan of it. Or you can actually go out here and use a notary. Notaries are good too. They're actually, no one really talks about them. They're really good boots on the ground. So you can pay like $100, $200 for a boots on the ground type person. It's better just to have a JV partner, especially when you don't have the systems all set up, because it costs money to bring $100, $200 to get pictures and people going through the house every single time. When you're broke, you got no choice but to use another partner. And so I would go to Wholesaling.com and start finding partners and go from there. I'm so big on the JV part. Let me show you. So in Wholesaling.com right here, let's keep using Oklahoma City, for example, right? So let's say I live in Haiti. Okay. We have a lot of Haitian wholesalers virtually right now. So that's pretty cool. We have a lot of Haitian wholesalers. And the cool part about that is if I live in Haiti and I want to wholesale in Oklahoma City, I need to find a partner or a boots on the ground there. What do I do? All you have to do is go right here to Classroom. Oops, sorry. You actually go to Map. And right here is a map of all the people in Wholesaling.com. Do you see how we have people all over the whole country? We pretty much got everyone except for North Korea. So do we have anyone in South Korea? Yeah, we got a ton of South Korea. But if we go here, we got wholesale. We got people wholesaling in Oman and Yemen and a couple in Iran. Oh, geez. Now let's get political. But basically, if I lived in Haiti and I wanted to hang out with other people in Haiti, though I'm Port-au-Prince, but if I wanted to find other people in Haiti, all I'd have to do is go out here. And if I live in Haiti, I go in Oklahoma City, and I need someone to go out here and take pictures of a house and find a cash buyer for me. I'm going to go on the Maps feature, and I'm going to go to Oklahoma City. Look, geez, there's so many people. I'm going to go to Oklahoma City, and there's 150 people inside of Oklahoma City. And I can just like unironically go here and be like, well, talk to Chris. Chris looks pretty cool. You can go to Cole. Cole's pretty cool. We got Anthony. We got William. We got Lico. We got Jaden. We got Adriana. Or I can hit up Alex. Or let's do Daniel. Okay. So Daniel, right? Daniel's got a sick beard. I would just press chat, a DM Daniel, and say, hey, Daniel, would you want to go out here and walk a property for me and find the buyer? We could split this 50-50. Boom. Done. It's never been easier. I mean, the entire country, we have more Americans in here than anyone else. But like, I mean, if you're in, like, look at how many partners we have all over the whole entire, like it is behind every blade of grass. We got a wholesaler out here, right? And so it's absolutely crazy. Like Port St. Lucie, I mean, we have a ton, right? And pretty much all over Florida. And we got the Bahamas and we got everywhere, right? And so if you want to succeed, guys, like, I mean, anywhere, right? And we even got people in Canada. Those poor souls. But too many Canadian jokes. I'm sorry. Trudeau's gonna cut the stream early. But the thing about it is, there's never going to be an excuse of I can't succeed in virtual wholesaling because I don't know, anyone that can help me. It's like we have almost 37,000 people that can help you. Like there's no excuse why you can't succeed anymore, right? And you're just going to win. And so virtual wholesaling has never been easier. If you want to succeed in virtual wholesaling, what I highly recommend you do is find other people in your area succeeding in virtual wholesaling. And so go to Wholesaling.com. Say, hey, who here is making money virtual wholesaling? How are you doing it? How are you succeeding? Well, I'm doing this. Well, let me go do that too. Guys, you can call a bunch of leads. You can text a bunch of leads, digital bandit signs, email blasting. Like there's so much you can do. Never make the excuse that you can't make money virtual wholesaling. Never make the excuses, I don't know how to do it, because in freewholesaling.com, we teach it. You just go out here and do the work. And so if you want to learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free, go to freewholesaling.com and learn how to succeed in wholesaling real estate. And what I want to do right here is answer some questions. And let's do some one-on-ones too. So if you want any help, let's pop it up right here. Let's see. There we go. Awesome. And so if you want any help or you want me to talk to you absolutely for free one-on-one, that is my StreamYard link right there, and we can talk. The map is fire. I agree 100%. That's a pretty cool map, right? So a lot of people don't even know that the map features on school, which is crazy. And most people never press that button. Press the button. But you just be, and the craziest part about the map feature too, which not to toot my own horn about how amazing this is, but if you live in Quebec, which I don't know why you just be speaking French all day, right? But if I lived in Quebec and I was Eddie Dumas, I can go hang out with my bro Emmanuel, and I can hang out with my bro Charles, and be like, hey guys, you want to meet up and talk about virtual wholesaling and wholesaling houses? Like, you can meet up with all awesome local people in your community. If you want to be out here in Montreal, all the other Frenchies, Tony W. and James, right? You can hang out with all these other French people, French Canadians. Sorry, you guys get all crazy on me about that. And you just hang out. Like, I mean, for example, right? You live in Springfield or Pittsfield. There's other people in Pittsfield. I know Pittsfield is a real place. But like, if you live in an area, you can find other people in your area and just hang out and just really learn more about it. It's so cool. And I just feel like the community aspect is so awesome at freewholesaling.com, and I want to help as many people as possible. So yeah, let's answer some questions here. Julius, what's going on, man?
Yeah, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, so I'm a complete beginner to free wholesaling. Still going through the modules and stuff. And I think the one thing that kind of puts fear in me is like the assignment or the contracts and stuff and all the legal stuff, you know. Is it will the title company basically just clear all that out in terms of like what I don't understand?
Yeah. So what area are you in?
I am in Sacramento, California.
Okay.
Do you mean my market or where I live?
I know where Sacramento's at. I'm a young male under the age of 30. I know Sacramento has an NBA team. So that's why I'm aware of the market. I'm just joking, but actually I kind of not. Okay, so your title company is going to handle everything complicated. Like, for example, you know, I have 3 heirs to the property, and we all got to get paid, and there's a divorce, and I don't know who gets what. Hey, that's a great question. What we're going to do is write up the agreement, and we're going to have title company take care of the rest. You know, I got this quick claim from my brother-in-law, and then, hey, the title company is going to provide the title insurance, and so that's not my problem. I don't got to worry about the rest. So for all of your title issues, use the title company for it. That's where they get paid their money.
Gotcha. Awesome. And I guess my other question is, I guess the other fear I have is that not finding a buyer, which is probably unlikely. But if that were the case, do I like? How would I like cancel the contract? Do I just send that seller basically a statement saying this contract is voided? Like, what do I?
Yeah.
What's the course of action to take? Like, what's my exit, my out? Yeah.
So your out is you need to be within your inspection period. This is super important. And you seem like you already know this, but you want to cross all your T's and dot your I's, and that's completely okay with me. You just got to make sure if you have a 45-day inspection period on the 43rd day, you send in writing to the seller that you are executing your inspection period and you are getting out of this contract and you are getting your EMD returned to you, all because you have the right to do it because you're still within your inspection period. And from there, you let them know in writing, and you go to the title company to get your EMD back.
Okay.
That easy.
Cool. Awesome.
Now, you got to make sure it's in writing. You don't call them up. You leave it text or on email. And the worst case scenario, Julius, is the seller says, I never got it in writing, or you never sent it, and I'm going to sue you, and I'm keeping your EMD. Well, here's my Gmail, and it's clearly sent to you.
Right.
So the law isn't about if they saw it to a point. It's if it got sent, and you did all you theoretically could do.
Awesome.
So yeah, you're good to go.
Cool. If I had one more question, if you don't mind.
Of course.
Yeah. So I guess my last question. Now I haven't started cold calling yet. I'm still absorbing the course, but you mentioned MCTP. So for a beginner like me, is it okay just to go through those MCTP? Because I've seen your cold calls live, and sometimes there's a lot of specifics you go into. Like you're looking at the house and you see like maybe the wall's not completely repaired. Like, can you go over like what kind of, is it just the MCTP I'm going over? Like literally that's the script, or?
Okay, so let me tell you the truth about script, right? And so wholesaling is a lot like fighting. You can have a game plan, but once you start getting punched in the face, it's never as smooth as you think, right?
Right.
You have the plan of jab, jab, right hook, and then the guy just grabs you, tries to rip your ear off, like whatever. You have to improvise, right? So the conversation should go in a flow of that, but it doesn't have to be like MCTP, and it doesn't have to be this rigid thing, right? Motivation, condition, time frame, price, and you just want to kind of put that in there. Remember when I was talking about the condition, when I was talking about like the house and what it looks like, I'm talking about condition, right? I mean, why don't you just sell this thing with a realtor? I'm technically asking for motivation, and so I can kind of mask it a little better, if that makes sense.
I see. Gotcha. I guess it just takes practice.
Just takes practice, and the only way that you can practice is by actually taking action. And you're not going to get any better until you start doing the work.
Cool. Awesome, man.
And Julius, you are going to mess up a lot of times, and that's okay. And that means you get better. Failure is a part of the process. And the cool part is you can fail and still close a bunch of deals.
Yeah.
I mean, you're way better than me when I started out my first couple months in wholesaling. So I think you definitely had a lot more information than me. So you got it.
Yeah. That's all I have. Thank you so much, Zach.
All right. Appreciate it. All righty. Let's see here. All righty. Kevin. Hello.
Yes.
How's it going, man?
Going pretty good.
Awesome. Do you have any questions? Can I help you out with anything about wholesaling?
Just where's freewholesaling.com located in? Is it a school community or what?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, what else is going on? Okay, do you still have the calculator that the retail calculator?
Yes. It's still in freewholesaling.com.
Oh, okay. Guess I'll check it out after this ends.
All right. Check it out, Kevin.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate it. I can't handle the yelling kids. But hey, there we go. How's it going? I can't hear you. No. I can't hear you. That's a you problem, not a me problem. I can't hear you. All right. We're going to have you refresh it. Try to unmute it. All right. I'm going to come back to you. Yo, Platinum Real Estate, what's going on?
Zach, what's up, my man?
I'm blessed, man. How are you?
I'm good. So I got a question. How would I?
All right.
How would I JV with you on a deal?
Send it to sellmypaper.com.
Okay. I've got 3 contracts signed in the last 7 days using Dispo on Zillow. I got
Okay.
a cash buyer for one. I've got another cash buyer for another one, but this other one, I'm having a little bit harder time getting a cash buyer, so I want to JV it. It's in West Virginia, and I will be honest, it's a rural area.
I hate.
Is West Virginia a bad area?
Yeah, West Virginia is a terrible wholesaling state. And
That's
so
what I was, that's what I was
so
afraid
you
of.
have a bad deal in a bad state in a bad market in a rural area.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
man.
got it locked up for 65, but the ARV on it's 335,
What are the
and
repairs?
it's a heavy rehab. About 180.
$180,000 in repairs?
Yeah,
I mean, send the deal over, see if it passes
yeah,
the
that's full.
underwriting.
Yeah,
I don't care what they want and what the
okay.
ARV is because it's all about the repairs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's it's a 4.3. It's a 4.3, 4,000 square foot. It's got a 3-car detached garage, pole barn, 5 acres.
mhm.
But the acreage
Okay.
alone is going for 20,000 an acre. So that's kind of why I took the deal. I mean, if need to be, they can just come in and tear down the house and farm the land. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I was wanting to maybe try to JV with you on it.
Okay. Hold on. There we go. All right. Hold on. There we go. All right. I mean, West Virginia is a tough area, right? And so it's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I'm a rookie. I'm a
what
rookie at
city or
this. I don't know
market?
what. My
What
local
city or
market is St.
market?
Louis.
St.
My local market
St.
is St.
Louis.
Louis, Missouri.
What about West
Yeah.
Virginia? Is this
Yeah.
a FISBO in West Virginia?
Yes, it's a Fishbone, West Virginia. Yep. Correct.
Okay. How much below? So he wants 68. What is it listed for roughly? Don't give me the exact number.
I've got it for 65. I wanted 90,000 for it.
Okay, it's not
I
bad,
got him
man.
down to 65.
Why can't you why don't you think you can dispo it?
I'm new at this. I've only been doing this for 3 weeks, but I've already got 3 contracts signed.
Dude, I love it, man. Hey, you don't use
I
excuses.
got one. No, I've been beating around the bush for like a year trying to do this, and I was like, you know what? 3 weeks ago, I was like, I'm just going to do it. And within my first week, I had 3 contracts signed.
Dude,
All
you're an
using
action
Dispo
taker.
on
I
Zillow.
like it. I like it.
Yeah. So the one I got 2 of them in Granite City, Illinois. I got one for 20,000. I've got a buyer for it already, and then I just got one signed today, and I got it for 35,000. And they're both good deals.
Awesome. So this West Virginia one, if you send it to Sell My Paper, we'll look at it.
Okay.
I don't like that market at all, and I don't have a lot of good.
I didn't
I know
know
a
it was a
lot of
bad
buyers
market.
there.
I wouldn't have targeted. I just seen it, and I was like, shit.
Hey,
4.3, 5 acres, and a 3-car garage with a pole barn. You can put a semi in. I mean, I jumped
how
on
about
it.
this,
You
man?
know?
How about you go to the maps feature real quick, and you just find some local wholesalers. Make a post in freeholston.com and
I
see if you
did.
can find some local guys. And nobody
Yeah.
answered it.
No, no one's really. Everybody, they all interacted with my my story.
I mean, I try to go find some people in the areas on the map and just DM them, but
Yeah.
West Virginia is a tough one, man. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. I mean, you could have said any other market. I've been like, all right, but West Virginia, bro.
Yeah. See, I'm new. I'm still new at this. I'm still learning as I go. I mean,
Fine. Hey,
this
you're
is
only
gonna be
3 weeks
one. This
in
is gonna
there.
be one I learn off of, right?
Yeah, I would just avoid West Virginia in general. That's always what
Yeah.
I've always been at.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay. But
But
still, overall, you're good. Are you going to do anything that's outside of FISBOs?
Yeah, I'm gonna start putting money back back into the
You
business.
said, I mean, once you get two deals closed, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So St. Louis, Missouri is really good for drying for dollars. I like that area.
Yeah.
How far are you from Springfield, Missouri?
4 hours.
If I was virtually wholesaling, I'd choose Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
I think
I know
Springfield.
I know 631 63136 is like a supermarket in St. Louis.
Oh yeah,
It's one of the hottest zip codes in St. Louis.
yeah. I love St. Louis, man. I think it's a good area, dude. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, there's a good amount of buyer activity, but I think Springfield's a good virtual market. But I think overall, I think you're set up good, man. But dude, two contracts, right in 3 weeks. I mean, you're
Well,
flying, man.
I got 3 contracts, but one's a
Three
bad.
contracts. There we
Three
go,
contracts in 7 days. Yeah.
dude. That's amazing, man.
Using Dispo on Zillow.
That's awesome. What was your
what I would do is
offer?
I would spend 2 or 3 hours a day writing down the home address and the phone number and all the information. The next day I would go back and call them.
Ooh,
I just spend 2 or 3 hours writing everything down.
dude, I like it, man. And what is your name, man?
Darren, I'm Darren Upton. I'm the one that's on the. Everybody keeps tagging me in or whatever.
That's awesome, Dan. Well, dude, let's get those two dispoed that are at least in decent markets, and you're gonna be set up well. And let's just focus on getting those dispoed. So you have buyers already set. So you have the assignment already set up, or the walkthrough done with them.
Yeah, I've got a cash buyer on the apartment that I got in Granite City. We're just waiting for the title to clear right now.
Okay, Dan, can you do me a favor though?
And you want to know a funny story? So the guy I got the house off of is actually an investor. So I've got a good report. I've got a good report with him.
Oh man.
Today he called me. I was like, "Hey, guess what? You know that apartment I just got from you? I just got another house for 35." He's like, "Look, I want to buy it." What he does is he buys houses, rehabs them, and rents them out to traveling nurses, and he gets paid from the company on a 13-week term. I'm like, "Oh man, this is golden."
Dude, I love real estate, man.
What's the chances of me actually getting that apartment off of the investor? And now I'm going to be working with him. You know,
Dude,
he's gonna buy this house that I just got contract.
when the seller's the buyer, man.
Yeah, yeah, and he's gonna buy this property I just got today.
Can't make the stuff up, bro.
You can't make it up.
Oh man, I like it, dude. So
You
let's get
can't
this
make
closed.
You can't make it up. Yeah.
Hey, he's gonna sell the deed and then buy the other one off you right there. So let's get
Yeah.
these two closed, and let's come back next week or even Thursday, and let's just make a better game plan for this. I like this, man.
For
I like
sure.
what you're doing.
For sure. I appreciate it.
All right, Dan. I really appreciate it.
You guys. Getting done without you guys.
Dude, all about your hard work, man. So let's keep consistent and let's do 2 every 7 days. Why not? You know, let's do 100 contracts this year. I don't know.
Why 2 a week? Why 2 a week? Why don't I go for 4 or 6 or 10?
Oh my gosh.
Sky's
dude,
the
if you get
limit,
the
right?
market, sky's the limit, man. I love it, dude.
You know, it's all about talking to the seller and creating a bond with them, and you know, a relationship with them, and letting them know you're here to help them out of their distress.
Exactly.
And that's what I've done. And I've really made some really good connections with some of these homeowners. You know, even if they didn't want to sell, even if they didn't want to sell me the house, I still made a good connection with them. You know,
Dude, that's all that matters. Follow up.
It's all about gaining their trust.
Oh yeah, I like it, man. That's awesome, dude. Well, inspirational story, Dan. So let's get those closed and let's celebrate as soon as we get them closed. Please let me know. Make a post in freeholsing.com. We'll talk.
I will, for sure. I appreciate you, Zach.
All right, Dan. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Woo! Love to see that. Come on, man. Awesome. All right, Ferrari, what's going on, man? Yo.
You hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. What's going on, man? Ferrari.
Harris County. And I was just curious, how would you filter it? Because it's kind of like a whole bunch of leads. It's kind of overwhelming. I think there's a lot that don't necessarily fit any criteria or would be a waste to market towards.
Say that one more time. You cut out in the beginning.
I was saying I got the delinquent tax CD for
Okay.
Harris County, but the amount of properties that it has in there is kind of overwhelming, and a lot of them they don't seem like they'll fit the criteria that I'm trying to market towards.
Mhm.
How do you necessarily filter yours? I was just trying to figure out what to tell ChatGPT to clean it up a little bit.
For tax delinquency, I mean, for filtering, if they're behind on taxes, why would you filter it out? I
'Cause
mean,
it has
I like anything under 600 grand, 500 grand,
okay.
but that's when you upload inside of X leads. And so that's not really my problem. So it wouldn't be, I guess, anything that's too much money. Equity, I don't really care about because I can do creative on that. But if you only want to wholesale, then just do anything above 40% equity, you'd be good.
I just wanted to just confirm on that because I was noticing that it had especially like a lot of things that it seemed like it didn't have any property value. So I just wasn't sure, but thank you.
What do you mean there's no property values?
So when you get the CD, it's like an Access format, and then it has a whole bunch of properties. Then I go one of the categories or one of the columns is property value, and a lot of them had like zero property value.
Huh. I would upload that into X leads and see what it says. I bet there's a property value.
Do you want me to also try sending you the CD just so you can look at it, or would you be open to that?
I mean, sure. I mean, it's just property addresses, right?
Pardon me?
It's just property addresses, right?
Yeah, property addresses.
I mean, if you could send me a list of all the ones that have no value, I can go look at all the next leads and tell you what the no value says.
Okay, I'll go ahead and send that to you. I'll DM you on school, the best option.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, and then also I wanted to ask, is it possible if I could get the digital um bandit sign course?
You got to unlock it. You got to level up, bro. You got to talk to other people at Frilson.com.
I thought we had to submit the review and then you're able to get access to
We
those.
did, and we moved it to the levels now.
Okay, what level do you have to be? Just curious.
If you go there, I'll tell you. Let's see. Frilson.com. Digital bandit sign's low. I mean, I think, let's see what level it is. It would be level 3.
You be level 3, you know?
That's pretty easy.
I think I'm a level 3.
You should get it, man.
All right, let me just double check. But okay, I just wanted to just confirm that. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, man.
Ciao.
Boom! There we go. Awesome. All right. Let's see here. Sam says, I appreciate it. I know X leads Ninja mode. You can buy a phone number for outbound. What about, so the outbound number is the inbound number on X leads. David says, Zach, what about when the seller says they don't deal with wholesalers? How to double close plus I have a rural area? So this is always a hot topic. It's a hot topic, but I don't deal with wholesalers. And so I guess your question is, do you deal with someone that has wholesaled before in the past? Right? Like it's kind of funny to me. It's like, well, which one should we do? Right. And so what I've always found is if they say, we don't deal with wholesale, say, I won't wholesale this one and I want to sign it. That's all you say. You just double close. Pretty simple. Let's see here. Congrats, Dan, on the 3 contracts. Love to see it. Awesome. Let's see here. The one says, I'm looking to JV with someone for boots on the ground and everyone's chatting fine. The problem is when you say your name is the one, it's like, how do I know how to deal with you? Like David Hefner, I could probably go to Frilson.com, look up David Hefner. I can pop him. I could probably find him in 5 seconds under members, right? The problem is the one, it'd be hard to find the one. What if an agent said the seller doesn't work with wholesalers? How to double close? Okay. So if a real estate agent says the seller doesn't deal with wholesalers, say I won't wholesale it, and then boom, just double close. Now, if the property's in a rural area, that's not a problem for the locking up side. It's for the cash buyer side, right? So majority of those deals, it's very hard to find cash buyers for them. So that's the main issue here. Let's see here. There we go. Frilson.com. Best system. There we go. Let's see here. Hey, y'all, still at work. He smuggled the stream into there. There we go. Awesome. All right, and then random nerd. What's going on?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, cool. So I've been, I actually did get X leads recently, and I've been utilizing it. One of the biggest issues, sorry, actually at my work right now, but one of the main issues that I'm having is having no responses from cold calling, cold texting. In the very beginning, I've been only doing about a month and a half of work, but the main issue is just getting a response or, just so that I can move on to the next lead.
Okay. So you're saying you're getting no calls. And so that's pretty easy one to do. So I'm assuming you're using the auto dialer on X leads on Ninja mode.
No, I kind of been doing it on my own right now. So I'm still working the features.
Okay. So are you not making any calls, or you can't call with the system?
No, I am making calls. I haven't utilized the dialer yet.
Okay.
I'm making cold calls in general from my own number, and just I'm not receiving any responses, and I've even done texts and emails. I just haven't received any responses.
Okay. And you're talking about no one's answering the phone?
Pretty much that, or it's going to voicemail and I'm not getting a response back.
Okay. So most likely your phone number's spam likely. Have you had a friend call? Have you called a friend and say like your mom or dad or something, see if it pops up spam likely?
I have not.
Try that. That's most likely why. Also, what I would tell you to do too is try to use Google Voice and try to use that phone number. That'll probably work pretty dang well.
Okay. I'll give that a try. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm very excited. It's just getting a response to get things going.
That's great, bro. I wish you went to Discord and asked that question, because everyone in Discord would have helped you out too. Make sure you stay more active, man. We all want to help you out.
Sure thing. Thank you very much.
All right. See you, dude. There we go. Awesome. Yeah. Remember, if you're getting no responses, that is a massive red flag, and that's most likely your phone number spam. That's just honestly what I've always seen. Said, if I have someone calling for me, if they have their own account on Go High Level, can we call at the same time if we use a different number? Yeah, I mean, if they're both different Go High Level accounts, yes. I don't know why you'd pay I wouldn't want to do that, because why are you paying $97 a month and you have X leads? I mean, you could just get an extra $100 free, but yeah, that's just me. Hello, Zach. I'm following 3 offer a day challenge. Awesome, my seal. The second property owner doesn't reduce his price because someone gave him a higher offer. Blech. Okay. I hate that. What I was offering. How do you deal with that issue? And so you don't fight higher prices by doing a bidding war. I always like to tell the seller, I don't do bidding wars. So honestly, like, it's really up to you. But like, if the seller says, well, they offered me more, I'm like, well, if they offered you more, go with them. But there's a reason you didn't go with them. Probably because you didn't trust it to actually buy your house for cash. And if someone's offering you more than what the property should be going for, it's probably too good to be true. And I say, go with them. And then when it doesn't work out, come back to me and I'll buy it for an actual price that I'll get closed at. That's how I had that conversation. So David says, how do I double close, bro? David, go to the double closing module in freewholesaling.com, baby. So yeah, you got to go to freewholesaling.com. The way you double close is, first you got to get a title company that's okay with double closing. You find the cash buyer. They write a contract, a purchase and sale from you. You write a purchase and sale for the seller, and you do a simultaneous closing at the same time. Well, with the seller side and the buy side, and boom. Go to freewholesaling.com. It's all in there. So, guys, if you got any value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Also, we're live streaming now at 5 o'clock. We're going back to 5 o'clock. So I think we get more people on the 5 o'clocks. And I also do believe that, if we get more people on, I can help teach more people. And so that's kind of the point. So 5 o'clock, we are back on the live streams here, only on the Flip with Rick channel, nowhere else, only on Flip with Rick channel. And like always, guys, go to freewholesaling.com. You're going to learn how to wholesale real estate, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.